Well, it's all about salsas today on Cooking with Chef Bryan. I'm going to show you how to do 5 different kinds, from a regular to a peach to a mango to pineapple, even guacamole, and much more on how to serve them, coming up right now on Cooking with Chef Bryan. Welcome everybody to Cooking with Chef Bryan. I'm so excited to show you how to make salsas because they are so delicious. I have my favorite brands in the store that I'll buy as well, but I love chips and salsa. Honestly, it's one of my all-time favorite arch nemesises. But I'm going to show you some really delicious ones, from the savory ones that were traditional to more fruit-flavored ones. But first of all, let's start off with the savory one. So what you're going to need basically is just cilantro and tomatoes and a little bit of seasoning and flavors into there. So I have the cilantro here, and what I do actually is I just take it and I'm going to chop off that top. I've already washed it off. I actually reserve the bottom portions here, and I put those into soups or stocks that I'm making to help flavor those off there. So with this now, I know some people will actually take off the individual leaves and leave out the stems. It doesn't really matter much to me, so I'm just going to add those into there. I can't really tell a big difference, but some people say it's bitter. It's up to you, whatever you would like to do. Now, once we have the cilantro in there, we're going to add in some onion. This is just a red onion because that's what I happen to have in the house. You can use a yellow onion, a white onion, whatever you would like to add into there. But I like this red or purple onion, as you may call them, because it adds a lot of coloring into salsas. So with that, let's add in some garlic. Now garlic, oh, it's one of those delicious, honestly, I don't think I can get enough garlic. I think it's a wonderful additive, and what we cook with garlics and everything, I just think it's so delicious. So you can add in as many garlic cloves as you want to. It just depends on your flavor. Now once you pull those off of the head of garlic, the way that you get this little paper away from there is just give it a little smash with the flat side of your knife, and it just peels that right off of there. It's very simple to use, and we're going to add some of that garlic right into there as well. So let's just give these a little smash here and add those into there. And I kind of have this love affair with a salsa that a buddy of mine makes at work. It is so delicious. And so I said to him, I said, what is your secret to making salsas? And so he went through on how he makes salsas, and honestly, I think they are so delicious. I'm adapting them now to all of the different salsas that I'm making today for you. So let's put in that last clove of garlic into there as well. So that's about 4 or 5 cloves of garlic in there that we're going to put for flavors. And that's what I just love about garlic. I just think it is so, so good. Okay, let's set all these aside here. Continue on with this, and we're going to add some fresh tomatoes to this. But that's not going to be the bulk of it. I think the fresh tomatoes, you want to just add in there for a little bit of flavor so that you have some nice textures in there. That's the one thing about a salsa. You want textures in there. And so I'm going to add a couple. These are some fairly big Roma tomatoes. If you have smaller ones, add 3 into there. It really is up to you. So I'm going to dice these up into some smaller pieces just so they are even and cut even in the food processor. Remember, when you're using a food processor, you want to make sure that food items basically are cut to the same size before you add them in. You don't add in the whole fruit or the whole vegetable into there. You're going to cut them into some sizes so that they will pulse when you pulse that and dice that up very nicely. So let's just add in this last one to that. It would already smell so good here in the kitchen, you guys. Also to this, I'm going to add in some, just a can of regular tomatoes. This is a roasted one with jalapenos in it. It's so delicious. I kind of have an allergy to jalapenos, so I don't normally use fresh jalapenos when I'm cooking, but I'll use cooked jalapenos. So I'll add that into there as well. Let's just set this can back here. And we're going to add some spices and flavors into there. A little bit of cumin is going to go into there. This is really to taste, however you'd like it to go into there. I'm also going to add in a little bit of chili powder for some nice heat and flavor as well. And then I'm going to add in just some more pickled jalapenos. I love the pickled jalapenos in my salsa. I think they are so delicious and easy to use. You can buy them now by the bulk in the grocery store. So it's up to you. If you want to use a fresh one, you certainly can do that as well. Now, another thing you can add that we're going to add into this, roasted red bell peppers. How delicious does that sound? So I'm going to just pull a few of these out of the jar here, and we're going to add those right into it. You can definitely roast your own red bell peppers at home too. It's just up to you. So once we get that into there, I'm going to add a little bit of salt. And guys, I always use seasoned salt. That's one of my secrets. When I do salsas, I'll use a seasoned salt because it has all those other flavors of garlic and onion and celery and all kinds of flavors into there. All right, so once we get that all together, we're just going to pulse that now, and it's going to be delicious. This is the traditional salsa now. This is going to be the base of all of our other salsas, and so that's the beauty of it. So you're just going to pulse that until it pulls together into the consistency that you want. I mean, how easy is that? And voila, we have our base or a traditional salsa that's so delicious with chips. Now, when we come back here in a second, I'm also going to show you how to make chips, and we're going to turn some of this into fruit salsas as well. So don't go away. Delicious salsas on the show today, and you're going to have a fun time eating all of these. We'll be right back.
Hot and fresh from your oven. Rhodes.
Welcome back, everybody, to Cooking with Chef Bryan. It's all about salsas today, one of my all-time favorites. I love salsa and chips, as I was saying earlier. And we made a traditional salsa, so it's already done, but it's the base of all of these other salsas that we're going to create today. So it's important that you understand that almost like a master recipe. And so in the food processor, I already have some tomatoes. I have the roasted red bell peppers, onion, cilantro, garlic already into there. And we're going to actually create a delicious mango salsa at this point. Now, when you pick out a mango at the grocery store, what you do is you want to give it just a little squeeze. And it should be soft. And that's how you pick out a really good mango. And if you watch, they go on sales. You can also go to, I got these at Smith's. I think they were on sale for like $4 for $5 or something like that. You can also go to the Mexican markets here in town, and they have really good mangoes, but you want to pick them out so they're nice. Now what you want to do is just peel off the outer skin of the mango. You don't use that, so peel that off. I love mangoes. When I was in Brazil, I remember you would just go and pick them off the trees when they were nice and ripe and just eat them, and they were so delicious. So once we get all of this peeled, we're going to add this fresh mango meat right into the salsa base to create yet a different salsa flavor. And it's kind of funny, you don't think just changing one little item like this or adding one little item to it's really going to change the flavor, but wow, it really truly does. So when you get the mango all peeled, there's a big seed in there. And so what you do is I just kind of chop off that bottom. Don't waste it. I'm going to put it in there so that it sits flat on the cutting board. So that's very important with that. Then you're just going to cut down and you'll fill the seed and you're going to go around that seed. Cut down on this side, and there are the two nice halves. And then just kind of cut down and around that seed in there. And you'll be able to feel it. And so I know there are like some OXO grip things, you know, like they have for apple peel, when you just go down and do apple peels and things like that. I have seen them for mango, but honestly, I can't see why you would want to waste time on that because you can cut them so easily. Okay, now once those are done, let's add those into there. Once again, it's that philosophy you don't want to add whole pieces into there because they won't cut up correctly. You want everything about the same size as it goes into there. So we'll get that added into there, and we'll get those all pulsed together so it chops up that mango in there. Ooh, that mango smells so good, everybody. I can't wait for you to make mango salsa. It is really delicious. Okay, so once we get that into there, all around, just like that. We're going to add in our seasoning. Once again, a little bit of chili powder, a little bit of cumin, just for that smoky flavor in there, a little bit of seasoned salt, and you're going to be so surprised at the difference of flavors that go into that. Here's the seasoned salt, so let's just add some of that into there. Oh, and I do want to add just some of our pickled jalapenos and get that all pulsed together so that we've got some delicious mango salsa at this point. Now what I'm going to do also is I'm going to chop up another mango here into some larger, just diced pieces, and then fold it into the prepared salsa itself. So people can see mangoes are in there. So just once again, you're going to pulse that all together, just like you did on the master recipe, the base salsa. And you can already see that the color is very different with this particular salsa over just the traditional red salsa. And so that is all ready to go as well. Taste it for salt and pepper and adjust accordingly. Now, with all these salsas, you got to have really good chips for this. You can buy some really good chips, but guys, they're so easy to make at home. And I think every house should have a deep fryer in it because they're just used in so many ways in the home kitchen. So these are just corn tortillas, and we're going to actually fry up our own salsa chips. So what I do on these is I'm going to cut it in half, rotate that, and then you're going to cut it in half again, so now it's in fours, and we're going to cut each one of those pieces in half again to create that very traditional triangular shape that we all are accustomed to when we have chips. So there we go there. So my deep fryer here is already heated up to 350, 370 degrees. If you don't have a deep fryer, you want to heat up oil to that in a large pan. Just be careful not to add so much oil that it boils over. That is not a good thing, okay? So we're gonna put those down into there, and they are going to fry up. They're gonna take about 3 minutes or so to get nice and golden brown. And once again, when they come out of there, I use a seasoned salt on them to really get some delicious flavors. Now, we're going to make up some pineapple salsa. Now, if you've never cut up a pineapple, it's actually very easy to do. What you're going to do is you're just going to chop off that top. There we go. Chop off that bottom. There. So now, if you were in Hawaii, I'd say save that. You could plant it and make up some more, have some more growth of pineapple plants. Now, you're just going to take your knife and you're going to go right down the sides there and remove the rind off of the pineapple. There we go. And once again, there are cutters for these types of things, but they're so easy to use and just cut just like that. Then you're going to slice it in half. I slice it once again in a quarter because then I can actually slice that center right out of that, and I have a nice piece of pineapple. So when we come back, we'll keep working on the pineapple salsa and much, much more.
As summer comes into full swing, it's time to fire up the grill and treat your family to a special outdoor meal featuring everyone's favorite Klondike brand potatoes. Enjoy preparing one of our many chef-inspired recipes from the web, or create your own backyard culinary masterpiece using varieties from the full line of Klondike potatoes. Visit KlondikeBrands.com today for hundreds of recipe ideas and make your summers sizzle with Klondike Brands.
Welcome back, everybody, to Cooking with Chef Bryan. It's all about some delicious salsas today, and I'm creating the base because we're working on pineapple salsa right now. So the same master recipe for the base of it. So cilantro, tomatoes, some jalapenos, onions in there, and garlic. And to it, I'm adding some cumin, I had seasoned salt, and a little bit of chili powder into there. And so that's the base. That's the traditional salsa. Now we're just kind of fancying it up a little bit for those occasions. So we're working on the pineapple salsa. And so to this, I'm going to add about a half a can of drained pineapple pieces. You can use crushed pineapple if you want to in here. It's just up to you. And then we're going to take this and we're going to pulse this together so that it finely chops up those pieces of pineapple. Now I have fresh pineapple here that we just cut up. I showed you how to cut up an actual pineapple itself. So there we go, that's pulsed together. And now I'm going to add into it some of the fresh pineapple because I want these pieces to be a little bit larger so that the textures and the visual aspect of the pineapple is going to be a little bit different. And so let's add in that fresh pineapple into there as well. And you can save that pineapple top for garnish if you want when you're decorating out the pineapple salsa on a table or something like that. It's just up to you. So let's go ahead and put in this fresh pineapple. Scrape down those sides, and then we're going to pulse this all together again. And so I'm just not going to pulse it together quite as much because I would like some of those fresh pineapple pieces to really shine through on there. And voila, there is our fresh pineapple salsa. Oh, it smells like heaven, everybody. I can't wait for you to try all of these at home. So let's just take that out of there, and I'll just put it in this bowl for now so that we can just set this in the sink and out of the way. And so now that we have our mango, we have our traditional, we have a pineapple salsa. It's the same thing with a peach salsa. So you would create the base on there. What I do is add in a half a can of drained peaches into it, and then I slice up some fresh peaches and add to it and pulse it together, much like we just did with the pineapple salsa. And so you can create yet a peach salsa on there. But with this, I want to create also a guacamole. I love guacamole. Remember how I was showing you how to pick out a mango? Same thing with an avocado. When you get it in the store, you want to just give it a nice little press. You don't want to put an indentation in there, but you just want to press it, and it should give way just a little bit so that you know it is ripe and ready to go. Avocados work really well if you want to just leave them on the countertop to ripen up and soften up. You can do that. I sliced around that very carefully, and I'm just going to twist that off so I have the two halves of an avocado. Now the way I remove the seed of an avocado is I just take my knife, I go down just like that into it, and then I give it a nice twist and it pops out. Now be very careful. You don't want to grab that to remove that seed. Don't do that. Get a dish towel so your hand is protected from the blade, and just simply grab hold and remove the seed. So that's how you remove the seed from an avocado itself. Okay, so once we have the pineapple there, what we're going to do is the avocado there, we're going to actually just remove the meat from the avocado. These are nice and ripe and delicious. And my cute friend, the Salsa Queen, actually taught me how to do this long ago to create up some wonderful guacamole, because I love guacamole. Who doesn't like it? But yet I have all these salsas, and are you going to start to create up a guacamole specifically with some more chopped up onions and tomatoes and garlic? No, you're not. What I'm going to do is take the traditional salsa and add into this so that I have all of those flavors to create out the guacamole already. And so it's very simple to do to create up a good guacamole. So I'll watch when avocados go on sale, and then I'll buy a bunch of them, make some guacamole. I actually like avocado toast as well, and so it's just up to what you want to do. And let's remove that seed one more time. So remember, you're going to just take your blade down into there, give it a little twist to remove it, use your dish towel to grab hold of the seed and remove it, because you never want your bare hand up against the blade of that knife. So once we get that, I'll scoop out the meat here into here. There we go. And then I'm going to take some of that traditional salsa. You could use really any of the salsa flavorings that you wanted to finish up the guacamole. When we come back, I'm going to show you how to finish it up, as well as pair it with several other types of food items.
It's no secret, frozen rolls are fresher than bakery rolls. You see, bakery rolls are made in commercial bakeries. Then they sit all day in stores. Some even contain preservatives, because rolls begin to stale immediately. By the time you eat your roll, it could already be days old. Rhodes Bake and Serve is found in your grocer's freezer. Simply take Rhodes frozen roll dough home and let it thaw and rise in a pan. Bake Rhodes rolls in your own oven. Rhodes Bake and Serve, hot and fresh, right out of your oven.
Delicious salsas. I'm so excited for all of you to try these delicious salsas. They're so easy. Once you get the master recipe down, you just alter it, adding in the different fruit and adapt it according to your taste. So I have 3 different things here. Hamburgers, if you do hamburgers, just a cooked chicken breast, cooked salmon on there. And let's take actually the pineapple one here, and say you're making a Hawaiian burger. Well, you could actually add on the pineapple salsa to create a Hawaiian burger. And you could actually take the delicious peach salsa for the chicken itself and add that to it and have some fun with that. So let's add a little peach salsa on there. Or you can take the mango salsa and add to the salmon for a nice different little twist on salmon, serving salmon. And so it's a great way to actually dress up very easily any type of dish that you're doing, so that it's just a simple way of doing these wonderful foods. Now, as far as the chips, if you're just like me, you can actually just eat those right in with this traditional salsa, or you can add traditional salsa onto any of those. I know that's loud. You're hearing me chewing, but it is so delicious. And of course, the guacamole that I just added in our traditional salsa into it and smashed the guacamole together. Let's try that. That is amazing. Excuse me as I chew here, guys. I just want to dig in and just eat these. Like I said, it's very difficult for me because these are my arch nemesis, chips and salsa. I could just seriously eat a whole bag of this. Now you can go right to cookingwithchefbryan.com, grab these recipes, make them for your next dinner, your next family get-together, your next party or that. Whatever you're doing, these are delicious ways of creating up some wonderful flavors very fast. And they weren't hard at all. Once you get that traditional master recipe for the salsa down, you can adapt it, and then you can create other things like the guacamole on there. And so head on over to Cooking with Chef Bryan, grab the recipes, enjoy some of these salsas. I even showed you how to make your own tortilla chips, and it was so easy to do. You can use the yellow or the white corn tortilla chips if you want to, the tortillas. 4 different salsas today, plus a guacamole, different food items that you can put it all together. You can find me on social media. Instagram is the main one that I pay attention to. So follow me on that, Chef Bryan Woolley. You can find me there, as well as all other social media. I hope you guys enjoy your salsas. I'll see you all next time. You can find all of these complete recipes on my website, cookingwithchefbryan.com.